Hi, I'm Mike, and I'd like to help you guys today with CELPIP reading part 3. I get a lot of people tell me that's a really hard part for them, and I understand completely. I help people every day with the CELPIP test, and often reading part 3, part 4 as well, is a tricky part that people need to do well, and they can use a little help. So today I want to show you guys a couple of tricks and some strategies that's going to help you with reading part 3. Right? So don't feel it's you, it's not, it's the test. A lot of people struggle, people with great English, many people, they have trouble with reading part 3. It's not an easy part, okay? So let's go over some tips and strategies. Number one, I want you to read all of paragraph A before you even look at the questions. Just start with paragraph A and read that at normal reading speed. Don't have to rush too much for that first paragraph. Try to understand the topic as best you can. Then pick a word or two from the text for the main idea of A. Then you're going to read the first sentence of the next paragraph and then look down at some random words that catch your eye and read the last line. Then choose a word or two to represent B. Okay? So the idea is every topic or every paragraph A, B, C, D is going to have some central or main idea. So just pick a word that seems to represent that main idea. Do the same for paragraph C and D. Read the first part, the first sentence, couple of lines, look in the middle, then the last part, a few words in between. Okay? The point of this, we do this, is to save time. You don't have a lot of time on the test. I'll scroll down here to this example. It's 10 minutes to do all of the reading and answer 9 questions. So that is very difficult for a lot of people. So we're going to save time by looking at the first paragraph carefully, slowly, and then for the next paragraph, first line, couple of words here and there, last line, and that's it. Okay. And then we go back and pick what is that main word. Now, once we've done those steps, we're ready for reading the sentence of the question and determining where that information might be. So is that sentence we're looking for in A, B, C, or D? Now, remember here, guys, the text will rarely or almost never have the same words as the sentence that we're given. It's going to be different words, okay? And that's what we call a paraphrase. And it's like that most of the time, okay? And that paraphrase is more or less the main idea. I'd like to emphasize this too, because especially here in CELPIP, guys, reading part 3, it's not exactly the same, okay? A lot of times, sometimes it is, times it isn't. It's more or less the main idea, okay? So if we read a sentence, we find a similar idea in D, probably it's going to be D, okay? So once you locate the idea in the paragraph, just check back to the sentence and see if it's similar, might not be 100% the same, might be the same. And if so, you found your answer, okay? What if not? Well, if you do not find the answer and you scan the other paragraphs and you don't see the idea, probably the answer is E. Okay? Now, scanning means not reading, but just looking, looking, looking. I don't see this other idea. Well, if I don't see it, that means E. It's not given in any paragraph. There are 9 questions in total, and at least one of them, maybe 2, and maximum of 3 will be E. Okay, so out of 9, maybe 1, 2, or 3 of those answers could be E. So if it's E, the whole point is don't waste time. It's not there. You don't want to waste time looking for something that isn't there, or if it contradicts something in the text. If it says something opposite to what we're looking for, then it has to be E. Okay. So that's basically it. I'd like to show you guys these steps now in practice. To do that, let's jump over to the website. Okay, we're here at the official CELPIP website, and this particular one is from set 9, test 1. Okay, so if I were doing this real test, and let's also do it with our time limit. I want to go rather quickly because that's what you guys need to do in your test. Okay, so let's imagine real test. Boom, here we go. We're ready for part 3. Okay. Don't even read the questions, the sentences we're looking for. Just start with the text. Here we go to save time. This says, photographs of spectacular rainbows are a dime a dozen, but a similar event seldom witnessed is the occurrence of moonbows. While rainbows are caused by beams of sunlight refracting through water droplets in the atmosphere, moonbows, as their name suggests, are created by beams of moonlight refracting through moisture in the air. However, this is where the similarity to rainbows ends. These nighttime bows, also referred to as lunar rainbows, are a much rarer phenomenon, only occurring only at particular times of the year and limited by geographic requirements. Now, if you get to hear and like, oh my God, what's this about? You didn't understand all the words? Relax. Okay, it's okay. There might be a couple words you're not familiar with. Doesn't matter. Okay, as the topic too. Now, sometimes people tell me, "Oh, I don't know the topic. I'm not familiar with it." It's okay, right? It's not the point. You're often expected to see if you can learn some new information in English, and you might not be familiar with it, but no problem. I promise. Let's go back and look at the keywords you do know. Probably you know rainbow. Okay. Photographs of rainbows. Then there's something called moonbow. I've never heard of that, but anyway, doesn't matter. That's okay. Moonbow, similarity, rainbows. Okay. Now A is about rainbows and moonbows. That's all we need to know. Now let's go a little bit faster for B. Okay, remember the strategy? We're going to read only to here. A distinct combination of astronomical and meteorological conditions is required in order for a moonbow to occur. Now, if you don't know some words, delete, forget it, doesn't matter. Okay, look at the simple English. Combo, you guys know that one, right? Combination of conditions required for a moonbow. Okay, so I think this paragraph might be about the conditions. Let's do a quick scan going down, okay? So here I see moon, low in the sky, 42. What's 42? 42 degrees above the horizon. Okay, rainbow again, rain showers, waterfall, and you could potentially observe a moonbow. Okay, so to me, B is about the conditions. One word I see a lot too is the moon. For anything about the moon or conditions, we're going here. Let's check B. C. Although multicolored, the bands of the arc of moonbow appear as various shades of gray. Okay, I'm already getting the idea. I can stop. Color, gray. Let's go down. Color again. Dun dun dun. Photographs, and then monochrome. That's also color. Okay, C is about color. What about D? Because of the specific combinations of conditions required. Okay, here I'm going to stop because this is common CELPIP tricks. Combination of conditions. That's the topic of B. So now they're repeating that. So B and D, there's some overlap. But let's keep reading. Moonbows are more prevalent in certain locations around the world, particularly those that have waterfalls. Okay, now let's just look down. I see California, Zambia, Costa Rica, okay, Hawaii. So no more. We don't need to read more. We know this is about locations for the world. So if you were to do this on the real test, I would recommend taking your pen, writing notes quite quickly. So this would give you some quick reference. And that's again, D, world, C, color, B, conditions, moon, A, rainbow, moonbow. Okay, now we're ready for our questions. And we got to figure out, where is this information? Is it in A, B, C, D, or none of them? Is it E? And also a reminder, we're rarely going to get these same words. We're looking for similar ideas. Okay, so let's try number one. The orientation of the moon in relation to the earth impacts the intensity of the bow. Okay, our moon, where's moon? That's in B, right? Let's see B. Do we get any idea of this now? Orientation impacts the intensity. So let's check where it talked about the moon. No more than 42 degrees above the horizon. That could be orientation. And then the next sentence, the lower the elevation of the moon, the fuller the lunar rainbow. And that, I believe, is our paraphrase, okay? So the orientation of the moon in relation to the earth. Now, this sentence doesn't say the earth, I know, but the horizon is part of the earth. So it is implied. What about this idea? Intensity of the bow? That means fuller the lunar rainbow. So more full, more bright, more intensity. Different words, same idea. We got our answer. It's B. Number two, moonbows occur less frequently than their daytime counterparts. What does that mean? Sounds like maybe rainbow to me. Okay, so moonbow, rainbow. Similar idea. Let's go to A and check. Less frequently is what I'm scanning for. Less frequently. I remember this phrase here towards the end. Much rarer phenomenon. So let's check there. These nighttime bows, also referred to as lunar rainbows, are a much rarer phenomenon. Rarer than what? Rarer than rainbow, which means daytime counterpart. We found our paraphrase. We're in a rush. We don't got much time. So answer is A. Number three, specific circumstances must occur simultaneously in order to create a moonbow. Okay, something to occur sounds like conditions. Wasn't that the first sentence of B? Combination, conditions required to occur. Yes. Now, does it have this word or idea simultaneously? No, but we can infer that must be true. If you need to have a moon or a bright moon, or it says here full or nearly full moon, together with some rain showers or water in the air, we can assume it's at the same time. And I just show you that because sometimes they're going to add little bits here and there to kind of confuse you, but we can assume that this is true. It is B. Answer is B. Number four, images of rainbows are a much more common. Sorry, let me read again. Images of rainbows are much more common than images of moonbows. Rainbow, moonbow. Where do we look? A. At the top, first word is photographs. That's a paraphrase for images. This says, photographs of spectacular rainbows are a dime a dozen, but a similar event seldom witnessed is the occurrence of moonbows. We found our paraphrase, folks, friends, and that's because um, this little idiom that they like to teach sometimes or use sometimes, a dime a dozen, means very common. And then seldom is not common. So we get this idea, rainbow, much more common. So pretty clear paraphrase there. That's kind of easy one. That one's A. Number five, moonbows are often seen on nights when the moon is high in the sky. Okay, so this one's about the moon. We know where to look. That's about B. Now, a quick scan. I see the word moon, and I read this sentence. The moon must be low in the sky. Wait a minute. Low in the sky. This says high. That's a contradiction. No need to read more. Let's stop right now. What's this answer? We found our first E, okay, because they're contradicting. They tried to trick us. Many of the same words were part of B, but one word is different, and therefore it is E. All right, how about six? Specific geographical sites are more suitable for lunar rainbows. Oh, geographical sites. That sounds like the world, where it said in D, they're more prevalent in certain locations around the world, particularly those that have waterfalls. Well, that sounds more or less like the same idea. I would choose D. Guess what? I'm right. It's D. Number seven. It is possible to obtain forecasts for some moonbow occurrences. Okay, now where should we look for this one? This one's a tough one, to be honest. Okay, so what I might do when I'm not sure is a little process of elimination. Now, this one's not about color, right? So it's not C. Is it about the conditions, like up in B? I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Is it talked about more about the weather and the moon? So no, and we already read A and didn't see it. So there's only one left, and that's D. So can we now try to look for some idea about this word, and without reading, but just looking quickly? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, what's this word? Predictions. And here it says, in fact, moonbow predictions at some of these locations can be found on various websites. And back, what was our sentence? It is possible to obtain forecasts for some moonbow occurrences. Ah, found it. Forecast is a prediction. Answer is D. Okay, so that's two D's in a row. 6 was D, 7 was D. What about 8? We're almost done. Perception of moonbow colors is hindered by lack of light. You know what? We haven't chosen C yet. We're almost near the end. If you're running out of time and you haven't chose something and it seems to be the one, I would go C right now without reading. But we have time, so let's just check and make sure. Is this idea true again? Perception of the moonbow colors is hindered by lack of light. So just looking, I check here and I see this. Because it is difficult for the human eye to discern colors at low levels of illumination. Okay, so human eye to discern, that's perception. And then what about this lack of light, meaning not much light? That is low level of illumination. We have different words for the same idea. It is, in fact, C. And now our last one. Observers have claimed to see moonbows during crescent moon phases. So we're back to the moon. Probably this is B. Okay, so is it B for sure? Let's read. When we get information about the moon, it says the moon must be bright, such as during a full or nearly full moon. Now, a lot of my students aren't too sure about this word. Maybe you too. So at this point, you have to do a guess. Okay, if you think crescent means full or nearly full, then you choose B. But if you think, wait, no, I think they're different, I don't agree, then it's going to be E. Okay, and the answer is E, because a crescent moon is just like a little banana, right? A little light, a small moon in the sky, and it doesn't produce enough light for a moonbow compared to the brightness of a full or nearly full moon. So they contradict each other. We found another E. Okay, so if you would like more help with this particular task or others, you let me know and I'd be happy to help you. Okay, in the meantime, I hope that was helpful and we'll see you again.